Alright YouTube, it's December 21st, 2012, and we're still here, and the NRA is still here, and the NRA is speaking out. They are calling for guns in every school, and of course you're going to have your protesters coming out saying the NRA is killing our kids. You know, we that are awake like to call these people sheeple. But sheep are awake, and they're at least functional. These people are not awake, they're not functional, and they're sleeping. I like to call them sleeple. The sleeple have come out in protest. I'll put the link to this article below. Connecticut school shooting. NRA chief calls for guns in every school. America's most powerful gun lobby has demanded armed guards in the hallways of every school, declaring the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And I agree. If there were armed guards in the school that day in Connecticut, in Sandy Hook Elementary School, them children would be alive today for Christmas. Enough of the nonsense that we got to get rid of all the guns and the semi-automatic weapons. Would you want your children in the playground getting killed by a semi-automatic firearm? They are still going to have semi-automatics. If he banned the guns, the bad guys are still going to get their hands on them. Oh, I'll play this video in a moment. In a chaotic press conference twice interrupted by protesters, the National Rifle Association dismissed growing calls for a ban on assault weapons as a dangerous notion and warned that America's children were utterly defenseless in their classrooms. And they are. Your children are defenseless. Wayne LaPierre, the NRA's executive vice president, said his organization would oppose Barack Obama's effort to bring in the first reform of gun control laws in nearly 2 decades and instead call for a national database of the mentally ill. Amen. When it comes to our most beloved, innocent, and vulnerable members of the American family, our children, we as a society leave them every day utterly defenseless, Mr. LaPierre said. The monsters and the predators in the world know it and exploit it. The mentally ill, those medicated, uneducated, fluoridated, mind-controlled by the government, by the elite, that are given prescription drugs to control their thinking to where they feel no pain, they feel no remorse, and the children are left unprotected. The NRA has promised the world, the NRA has promised they would offer meaningful contributions to the national debate on firearms in their first public statement since the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School, where gunman Adam Lanza, if that's his real name, murdered 20 children and 6 adults. However, gun control advocates were left outraged as Mr. LaPierre appeared to dismiss calls for new laws and instead rallied against the press, liberal politicians, and the video game industry. New laws? Gun control? I like how their new laws and their gun controls work so far. Here's their gun control. Give a gun to all the criminals, all the mentally ill, all the uneducated, medicated, fluoridated, deranged, mindless, painless, feeling no pain murderers of the world, and don't let your hard-working, everyday, law-abiding citizen have a gun. No guns in schools, no guns in movie theaters, no guns anywhere to protect yourself. Leave your kids vulnerable to attack. Here's the video. I'm on a rampage a little bit today.
So we protect our banks with armed guards. American airports office buildings, power plants, courthouses, even sports stadiums are all protected by armed security. We care about our president, so we protect him with armed Secret Service agents. Members of Congress work in offices surrounded by Capitol Police officers. Yet when it comes to our most beloved, innocent, and vulnerable members of the American family, our children, we as a society leave them every day utterly defenseless. And the monsters and the predators of the world know it and exploit it. That must change now.
Is that the most ridiculous nonsense you have ever seen? The person behind that banner, I don't know. They are in a long winter's nap. They are brain dead.
The truth is,
that's a perfect example of what the Illuminati, the New World Order, the the medication, the drugs, Big Pharma has done to so many people of the world today.
NRA, stop killing our children. It's the NRA.
Go take your medicine, be quiet, go to sleep, take a nap.
rather than face their own moral failings, the media demonize gun owners.
The NRA has blood on its hands. What about our government? What about our leaders? What about Congress? What about the president? Where's the blood on their hands?
The NRA has blood on its hands. Shame on the NRA. Hand assault weapons now. Hand assault weapons now. NRA, hand assault weapons now.
Now that is a perfect example of someone under mind control, under subliminal messages when they're watching movies at the movie theater, the television, watching the mainstream media news. They are just dumbed down. That person is so lost, they can't see their hand before their face. And that's a perfect example of what's wrong with America today. The people have been just brainwashed and medicated to the point. We're talking about a zombie apocalypse. There's your zombies. Leave me comments, everyone.